I created a team using the best players from every decade in the National Hockey League's history. Now, taking a look at the team, we are juiced to the goddamn gills, dude. Gretzky, McDavid, and Crosby on that first line. Basically, the best three players of all time. I mean, Crosby's definitely in the top five. McDavid will be there by the end of his career. Then we got Lemieux alongside Jagr and Ovi, who is going to pass Gretzky for the most goals ever in history. Third line will be Nathan MacKinnon, centering Kucherov and Maurice Richard. And then finally, we got Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey himself, alongside Mark Messier and John Boliveau. Defensively, we are still very, very good. We got Bobby Orr at a 96 alongside Nick Lidstrom, Ray Bourque, and Paul Coffey, and then Erik Karlsson and Chris Pronger. And in goal, Patty Waugh will be our starter, with Martin Brodeur being our backup. Now it is time to name some captains. I'm not just going to go with the usual players that I always add to captaincy, like Gretzky, Crosby, McDavid. You know what? We're going to go, where is he at here? Gordie Howe. Where is Gordie Howe? Gordie Howe can be our captain. For an assistant, I think I'm going to give it to Nick Lidstrom. And for another A, you know what? I'm going to give it to the greatest goal scorer of all time in Alexander Ovechkin. And now it is time to see. We got 3 full seasons to win this team a Stanley Cup. I don't think we're going to have any issue in doing so. We might even go 82-0 at that. If you guys do enjoy NHL content like this, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to ensure that you get notified every single time I post a video and every single time that I go live. Now, of course, nobody is shocked by our record, 69-8-5, 143 points, best in our division, best in the entire NHL, and there is no damn President's Trophy curse for this squad. We are just way too good than the competition, and we're probably going to end up getting it done in one. At the bottom, Montreal, poverty team, Lane Hudson sucks. Wayne Gretzky is going to go off for our team. 51 goals, 124 points. McDavid had 115. Nathan MacKinnon with 108. Crosby with 104. So 4 100-point scorers on our squad is kind of insane. I'm not going to lie, but it is the best players from each decade. Lemieux and Kucherov were both up there with 91. Bobby Orr had 89 as a D-man. And for Patty Waugh, 55, 6, and 5, 9 shutouts with a 920. The Edmonton Oilers, Connor McDavid's going to have the most points at 131. Wayne Gretzky had 124. Our McDavid was up there. Brayden Point, one of the most underrated players in the league, simulating very well in this game as well. We got Zach Hyman up there at 109. Wyatt Johnston had an amazing season, damn near 60 goals. And speaking of goals, Johnston and Matthews will tie for the league lead at 57. Followed by both of the McDavids with 52, Gretzky and Draisaitl 51. Steven Stamkos still putting up numbers, even though he's kind of washed in Nashville, I'm not even going to lie. Goaltending-wise, Patty Waugh, obviously the most wins, 55. Skinner wasn't really close. He was literally more than 10 less than him. Patrick Waugh also had the most shutouts at 9 alongside a 920 save percentage. Just hand this man the Vezina already. I cannot hear you because I got 2 Stanley Cup rings plugging my ears. And here we go. Our playoff run begins here in round number 1 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. We should theoretically be able to dominate the Eastern Conference. And I'm not too worried about whoever the hell comes out of the West because we have a literal God squad on our hands. The New York Chefs are taking care of business in round number 1 up against the Pittsburgh Penguins here in Game 5 on home ice. 1-0 lead after 1. 3-2 lead entering the third period as we try to eliminate them. Thank you very much. The dog, Nathan MacKinnon, will score on the power play, and Wayne Gretzky chips in. Tristan Jarry is getting shell-shocked right now, but Matt Bunting, he gets the Pens back to within 2. It's still, I guess, maybe a game possibly. 7 minutes to go in the third period. We might have to hop in and watch Maurice Richard. Oh, stop the bleeding. Well, here we are. We got to take care of business, clean up this series. We got a minute remaining to go in the third here on home ice in New York. I replaced the Rangers for the New York Chefs, so New York definitely getting an upgrade considering how piss poor the Rangers have been this season. They've literally been a disappointment to the city of New York, to their fans, to their franchise, everything like that. But do not worry, New York fans. We got a much better squad in the Chefs. 40 seconds to go. McDavid going to lose that draw. Erik Karlsson up to Brian Rust. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they did not have enough firepower. It didn't matter what they did. Our team is just better offensively, defensively, in goal. It's going to be hard for any team to compete with us. Is that Bobby Orr? Bobby Orr moves it over. Why is Bobby Orr wearing number 10? That is sacrilege, man. Over to Lidstrom shooting, and Jarry will make the save with 17 to go. We got full pressure in the offensive zone. The Pens have been struggling to get it out. Jarry's just going to cover up. He said, hell nah, I'm not letting any more goals get by me, even if we lose. And with 11 seconds remaining to go, oh my God, are we going to have another face-off? Thank God, Jari, for moving it. The New York Chefs will dominate the Pens in 5 games, take care of business. And now we are going to move on to round number 2 of the postseason as we get our first playoff victory on home ice in front of our own fans. And finally, the city of New York has something to cheer for. And now here we go. We're in round number 2 up against the Carolina Hurricanes. I guess a tougher team than the Pens, but I don't feel like they're going to challenge us whatsoever. We are down, or no, we're up 2-1 after 3 games, trying to take a 3-1 series lead. We do, and we're trying to rinse and repeat exactly what we did in round number 1. Here we go. Game 5 in New York City, entering the 3rd period. It's a 3-0 lead, thanks to Lemieux, McDavid, and McKinnon. I mean, I thought it was going to be worse after seeing it 3-0 after the 1st period. Carolina, oh my God, Alexander Ovechkin will pot one home on Freddie Anderson, making it 4-0 game in the 3rd. And I guess it's deja vu. Well, we got 35 seconds to go. Shots are actually even, but the problem is we got one of the best goaltenders, definitely top 3 of all time, in between the pipes and Patrick freaking Waugh. So, I mean, all that defense by the Carolina Hurricanes are going to bite them in the ass again. Y'all need a superstar. That's what Carolina needs, a bona fide superstar, because they don't have one. I don't care what you say. Sebastian Aho is not that. Marty Necas is not that either. Svechnikov, definitely not that. They need a player that can change an entire game by himself. And until then, they're not going to get over the hump that they're already on. 3 seconds to go. We're just attacking them nonstop. And just like round number 1, we win in 5 games. And now we advance to the conference finals. 2 series down, we got 2 more to go. We now move on in the conference finals to face the best team of the 2020s in the Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, they're older now, probably not as good. We won 11-2 in game number 1. That is crazy. Can you imagine a score like that in a playoff game? Are we really going to beat them in 5-2? Oh my God, every single series. Just like the 2020 LA Lakers, 5 games. Gonna dominate our entire conference. 3-2 lead after 1, 6-2 after 2. And I mean nobody, and I mean nobody, can hang with this squad. They really cannot do anything to us, and there we go. Round number 1, 5 games. Round 2, 5 games. Round 3, 5 games. And now we are off to the Stanley Cup Finals. And I guess the final boss will be indeed the Dallas Stars here in the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's see what they have for us. I don't think they have anything, but you never know. Every single series so far has been done in 5. Okay, they take a 2-1 series lead over us. Let's sim game 4. There we go. We tie the series up, heading into a pivotal game number 5. So far, they have given us our toughest test so far. I mean, we have not been tied 2-2 with literally any team. And entering the 3rd period, we got a 1-goal lead. Mark Messier and Jaromir Jagr on Jake Ottinger. They only have 4 shots. 30 shots were 30-4. What is going on? They had 1 goal on 4 shots. Patrick, wow, you need to step the hell up, brother. 9 shots. Okay, the Dallas Stars are just getting lucky because they got thoroughly outplayed in this game, as the New York Chefs are going to go up 3-2 in the series and now have an opportunity to win the Stanley Cup. All right, here we are in Game 6 in Dallas, trying to close out this series. We got a 3-2 lead entering the 3rd period. 4-2 thanks to Wayne Gretzky, as we've been dominating them. 5-2, Connor McDavid chips in. Alexander Ovechkin as well, dominating the Dallas Stars. And I mean, I'm just beginning to think it was total luck that they won 2 games in the series. Holy hell, Rope Hintz gets 1. Jaromir Jagr strikes back as well. And we are just utterly dominant as per usual. And just like everybody expected, the New York Chefs in year number 1 will go all the way and not even be challenged the entire postseason. I guess maybe you could say the Stars challenged us, but I'm not going by that. They were just getting incredibly lucky in the Stanley Cup Finals. We beat everybody in 5 games, beat the Stars in 6 games, won like 65 games in the regular season. Just utterly dominant from start to finish. Which, I mean, begs the question, how good is this team really? I get an idea for next season to try to spin it, make the league harder as Nikita Kucherov wins the Conn Smythe with only 4 goals. I mean, I understand he had 24 points, but 4 goals is going to win you the Conn Smythe. And there it is, Lord Stanley in Dallas, but obviously not for that poverty team known as the Stars. We got Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe, coming on up to lift the Stanley Cup for the first time in 2000s. I mean, he's in the 2020s. Regardless, we got 1 more year left, and we are going to make the competition around the league much, much harder to see how good this team Truly is. I'll be honest, I have no idea how Connor McDavid did not win the Conn Smythe. Kucherov had 4 goals and 24 points. McDavid had like double the amount of goals and 1 more point than him and got snubbed of the Conn Smythe. What in the world, EA? And taking a look at Patrick Waugh, 3 shutouts, a .917 save percentage, and a 16-4-1 record. Gretzky will take home the Ted Lindsay and Hart Trophy. Art Ross to McDavid, Wyatt Johnston the Maurice Richard, Bobby Orr will win the Norris. We got Kucherov the Conn Smythe, Waugh the Vezina, and Sasha Barkov the Selke. All right, so I've made a massive change to the NHL, putting in every single franchise's alumni team in the hopes of making a more competitive, more challenging NHL and not just have the New York Chefs dominate. These teams are much higher overalls than, well, mostly. I'm not going to say, the Minnesota Wild, their alumni team literally is an 82 overall. It's trash, but most of these teams are better than the actual team, so we're going to see if this makes any sort of a difference in the sim. We are going to be running back the exact same roster. The lineups made a little bit of changes. I'm not even going to bother sorting out the lines because we're going to be good no matter what. So there's our offensive core, defensive core, and you know what? I'm going to go Martin Brodeur as our starter just to make things a little more even for the rest of the league. So somehow at the end of the season, the New York Chefs are actually going to have a better record, 72 wins, 8 losses, 2 in overtime, 146 points. We get the Detroit Red Wings up here with 58. Pittsburgh was pretty good. St. Louis. So even upgrading basically every other team in the league, it just shows how utterly dominant this squad is. 146 points, 100% going to be the record. And at the bottom, not really a shocker to see Columbus and Minnesota and Nashville's alumni squads all being there at the bottom. Nathan MacKinnon is going to be the lone 100-point scorer on our squad this season with literally 100 on the dot. Connor McDavid had 99, Kucherov with 96, Wayne Gretzky had 88. Lemieux, honestly, has been pretty quiet throughout this entire video. I thought at a 96 overall, he would be a little bit better, but only 33 goals, 75 points. You got to remember this team is really stacked. So they're probably going to end up spreading the wealth around. No one man is going to dominate. And for Martin Brodeur, he started every single game. He went 71, 8-2 with 12 shutouts and a .919. Patty Waugh had a better season last year, but he played about 20 to 25 games less than Marty Brodeur did. Brett Hull is going to lead the league in scoring with only 107 points, so maybe just the scoring was overall down in the National Hockey League. Gretzky on the St. Louis Blues had 103. Our Nathan MacKinnon finished with 100. McDavid was up there. Another Wayne Gretzky. Brian Trottier had 94. Another Brett Hull. There's a lot of duplicates among the alumni team, so that's why you're going to see multiple players here. Brett Hull on Dallas will have the most goals at 57, followed by the 2 Gretzkys with 56 and 55. Brett Hull was up there. Lemieux with 48. How many Brett Hulls are in this game? We got one for Detroit. We got one for St. Louis. We got one for Dallas. Hell, give Edmonton one at this point. Obviously, nobody was even close to having the most wins in the league outside of Marty Brodeur. But Terry Sawchuk, he had 58 in 82 games. Oh, that's why. When I turn auto-rotate goalies off, it literally affects every single goaltender in the league. That's why you're seeing a lot of goalies here with massive win totals. And if we take a look at shutouts, Brodeur had 12, Patty Waugh had 11, Terry Sawchuk 9, Mike Vernon had 7, Dominic Hasek was up there. And now, yet again, this is our journey to going back-to-back. We had the New York Islanders in round number 1, so it is indeed a battle of New York. All right, here we go. In Game 5, the pivotal game for New York Chefs to always eliminate their opponents. We got a 4-1 lead over the New York Islanders. Kucherov, Bolivo, McDavid, and Maurice Richard all chipped in. We're out shooting them 31-18 as well. We got 8 minutes to go remaining left in the third. It doesn't look like they're going to challenge us. New York, they don't have the greatest alumni team in the game. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, but the New York Chefs will take care of business in 5 games, as they love to do. We now move on to face the New Jersey Devils, backed by Tony Soprano himself, as we got a 1-1 split after 2 games. Moving to game number 3, New Jersey pick up a massive W. Game number 4, we lose. Okay, we got ourselves a series, all knotted up at 2 apiece heading into game 5. Let's see what we can do. We take a 3-2 series lead, and now in New Jersey, trying to eliminate the Devils in 6. First period, we got a 2-2 tie. Bobby Orr and Nathan MacKinnon for our team. Second period, 5-3 lead for the Devils, as they try to become the only team to force a game 7 with the New York Chefs. They're literally one of 2 teams to make it to game 6. And right now, they're doing a hell of a job, even though they're getting outshot. They have outscored the New York Chefs 5-3 in this third period with 5 minutes to go. Can they hold on? Martin Brodeur will shut the door, and we will have our first Game 7 of the entire video. The best 2 words in all of sports. Game 7. First period, 1-0 lead to the Devils. Second period, oh my God. Responded. We did indeed. 4 unanswered in the second. We got a 3-goal lead entering the third. I thought we had a very close... Oh, wait a minute. Patrick Elias will score on Martin Brodeur. It is going to be a close end to this game. Only 2 goals separate the two teams. 7 minutes to go here in the third. Nikita Kucherov, thank you for that insurance marker, brother. With 5 remaining to go, it looks like the New York Chefs will beat New Jersey in Game 7, which was definitely our toughest series so far. Now in the conference finals, we face the laughingstock of the NHL in Toronto, the Maple Leafs. 6-2 winning game. Oh my God, 2-0 to start the series. 3-0. 3-0 lead. We're dominating Toronto, and the choke artists are back at it again. I mean, technically they're not choking. We're a much better squad than them. First period, 1-1 tie. Richard and Doug Gilmour. Second period, thank you, Yager and McKinnon. And thank you, Ray Bourque. A 4-1 lead, 5-1 here in game number 4. A 6-1, Gordie Howe. Oh my God, stop the bleeding, Toronto. Dear God. 6-2, there we go. Keon will score, but it's not going to make a difference, as the New York Chefs are headed back to the Stanley Cup Finals yet again. Wow, and now in the Stanley Cup Finals, surprisingly, Brett Hull and Wayne Gretzky, actually, it's probably not that surprising now that I think about it. St. Louis is in the Cup Finals, so let's see what we can do up against them. We lose Game 1, win Game 2. That is massive. We needed that. Win Game 3 as well. Come on, take a 3-1 series. Okay, we got a series. A 2-2 tie heading into Game number 5. We win that one, and now with a 3-2 series lead, headed to St. Louis, the murder capital of the United States. Stanley Cup in the building, 1-0 lead after 1, thanks to Nathan McKinnon. 3-0 after 2, Maurice Richard will get a pair in the second period. And now, okay, Keith Tkachuk will score. I was going to say, all we need to do right now is for Martin Brodeur to lock the hell in and shut the door in the third, not allow a goal. I still feel pretty comfortable with the multi-goal. Okay, I'm not comfortable anymore. Brett Hull will score on Martin Brodeur. We got ourselves a game. We indeed got a game. All right, we got 4 minutes to go in the third period. I decided, why the hell not do we hop in and see the ending to a Game 6 Stanley Cup Final game. Lemieux coming in. We are leading by 1, so technically we don't need any more goals. We just cannot give up any because I don't want overtime. Overtime would be the death of me. Brett Hull moves over to Shanahan. Is that Brendan Shanahan for St. Louis coming down? Feeding the middle. Brett Hull doesn't really get all of that. Erik Karlsson, you got to get out of the corner, bud. Up to Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky over to Yager. We got Gretzky, Lemieux, and Yager. Oh my God, Jaromir Yager throwing his weight around right now. I know he likes to do that in the bedroom, but I wasn't so sure about it on the ice. Gretzky coming down. Wayne over, feeding it to Erik Karlsson. Why, Karlsson? Why don't you shoot that? And Grant Fuhr will have to make the save. And there it is. Lord Stanley being prepared just in case the New York Chefs hold on and go back to back. We got less than a minute remaining. 40 seconds left in the third period. Nikita Kucherov gets robbed by Grant Fuhr on a hell of a one-timer there, McKinnon. Back to the point to Lidstrom. Over to Kucherov. McDavid shooting, firing. It's blocked in front, though. We have 30 seconds to go. Hold on, New York. We're going defend lead. Balanced attack. Great save by Martin Brodeur. Bobby Orr skate that puck up to Nathan McKinnon. The skating on this team is insane. And is that not a penalty? No okay, thank God Rob Rampage will get a penalty for tripping on none other than Nikita Kucherov, and he's going to have to spend 2 in the sin bin. 17.6 left to go. We lose the draw. Oh my God, we're on the power play. We should be good, right? Theoretically, Kucherov with a nice turnover. Nikita Kucherov walking in, and Grant Fuhr will flash the leather, but I don't think it's going to matter. Not a lot of time remaining, as in year number 2, despite me upgrading the NHL, the New York Chefs will indeed go all the way, go back to back, and prove why they are the greatest hockey team of all time, with the best players from every single decade here in NHL 25. We had a much tougher time in the postseason this year, I will agree to that. But overall, I feel like nobody really was still on our level. We did go to a Game 7 with the New Jersey Devils, which was tough, but we dominated that Game 7, moved on to the Stanley Cup Finals, and dominated the St. Louis Blues, as Nathan McKinnon will take home the Conn Smythe Trophy. 14 goals, 30 points. Now, that is a Conn Smythe winner, not Kucherov, only having 4 goals and 24 points. And there it is. Unfortunately, we have not been able to win a Stanley Cup on home ice. Both of the wins have been on the road. Nonetheless, Connor McDavid will come on up, my Pookie Bear himself, just turned 28 years old, and he's going to grab a Stanley Cup, the first of his career. Nathan MacKinnon is going to lead our team, of course. He was the Conn Smythe winner with 14 goals, 30 points. McDavid at 24, Kucherov 23, Bobby Orr with 18. And for Martin Brodeur, 16, 6, and 0. 2 shutouts with a .914 save percentage. McDavid is going to take home the Ted Lindsay and the Hart Trophy. Art Ross and Maurice Richard will go to Brett Hall. Bobby Orr will win the Norris. McKinnon the Conn Smythe. Martin Brodeur with the Vezina. And not Connor McDavid, but none other than the great one himself, Wayne Gretzky, will take home the Selke. Well, that is going to do it for this video. I built a team from the best players from every single decade, and not surprisingly, they were utterly dominant, going for 2 for 2. Even though I upgraded the league in year number 2, they still got the job done. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave some support. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.